I grew up in the Miami, Hialeah area. I was chubby, I was precocious and happy. I love brownies and I love science. So I didn't follow the news because as a 13-year-old kid, who wants to see the news? My parents always got this digest of Vaudeville magazine, and on the cover was Dr. Mae Jemison.
Go ahead, never.
I didn't even know her name at the time. It was this beautiful black woman floating through space, looking like the most amazing picture. And she was just floating and looking effortless and brilliant. And I was like, that needs to be me. I am the section chief for thoracic radiation oncology, so I lead a team of medical physicists all focused on thoracic radiation oncology. What's so different about our jobs is that we're not just sitting at a bench top just doing research. We do research though, but in our day-to-day jobs, I actually every morning from 7:30 to about noon in the afternoon, I will treat patients with called stereotactic body radiotherapy. I call it blast that tumor. My story of how I found about medical physics, I think sometimes I believe that it's specific to myself, but there's a number of medical physicists who also first got introduced to medical physics through the same type of situation that I had. It was serendipitous. So in summer of 2000, I was at University of Pennsylvania enjoying what every physics kid loves, a physics fellowship. And at that particular time, I was just a pure physics student. All I wanted to be was the next Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson, period, full stop. But that's not what life had in store for me. One random evening during that particular summer, I got a call from my mom saying, Julie, I just got diagnosed with cancer. We need you to come home. I had no words. I didn't know even how to really deal with it. That particular time, I was a rising junior. I was just looking at pure physics and astrophysics. So I decided at the very least, I would go with my mom for her treatments and find out what her interactions would be like and everything, and try to help her through this process. And then during that process, she got set up for her radiation treatments for her breast cancer. They allowed me to come in, because they always allow family to come in. Somebody stepped from behind the linac and just closed one of the covers and then tried to scurry off and out into the room. So I asked the radiation oncologist, hey, ma'am, who is that? Is that a doctor or a nurse or a tech? She said, no, that's not a tech, that's our physicist. Don't worry, he's leaving. And your physicist? I said, ma'am, please stop him. What do you mean? Why do you have a physicist? I had no idea. I thought only technicians would be there. He's like, yeah, APM. That's all he said. Like, yeah, I'm a medical physicist and this is a job you could get. Yeah, okay, and he ran off. And that was all I needed. And I realized if I had a degree like what he had, if I had a certificate like what he had, I could be in the room with people like my mom. And that was all it took. Even though I'm deathly afraid of blood, I just have to admit that. I went ahead, and we didn't have Google back then. It was that dial-up Yahoo stuff. You know, you remember that scratchy noise you would hear through AOL? And I pulled up APM, and I believe at that time it was only like 7 accredited programs, despite now there being over 50. And I applied to every single one. It was such a random feeling of some of the events that led to me finding medical physics, but I believe that it was just my path and that everything fell into place at the right time. It's personal. Once cancer affected me, all I wanted to do was make cancer history. There's no regrets on my end because no matter what, my mom was gonna get breast cancer and stuff. At the end, I took that lemon and made that lemonade and all, but I do now have a better understanding how much is really at stake by these what I feel are chance opportunities. Because what I really want everyone who's watching this to know is that there is a unique space for your talents and your gifts, no matter where you look in this country, and especially in physics. This job and this position, this unique position that I'm in, makes my heart burst every single day. So I'm so grateful to be here. This is home.